gone out and bought the cheapest L322 on the market. Now, by cheapest, I mean 2010, the mileage is quite high, it's currently at 144,000, but it's got the facelift, digital dashboard, you know, it's on that year change, which was between 2009 to 2010, where they started doing quite a few upgrades in the interior and cosmetically as well. Now, I paid £2,000 for the car, which I think is an absolute steal for what it is. Now, it does come with some problems. Problem number one, it seems to go into limp home quite a lot. By limp home, I mean the performance of the vehicle is restricted. A lot of the time it'll actually hold the revs to a certain point for each gear. You might have experienced it on your own car where you've had a problem, a yellow engine management light's come on and you've lost power, you know, and you can't get the power out of the car it once had. They call it limp home, and it's supposed to be a protection sort of mode so you don't go revving, you know, the off the car while it's got a fault. Now, I know from the previous owner, they've recently had this remapped. Yes, you heard me correctly, remapped. I don't know who would go out and remap a Range Rover like this. I just don't see the point. They're huge, they've got the aerodynamics of a house brick, big engines, they're very heavy cars, you know, you're not far off 3 tonne with these vehicles. And you start trying to put more pressure through the turbos, I think it's all a very, very bad idea. So one of the things we're going to be doing is actually getting the map removed and putting this back to how it was when it came out the showroom, which leads me on to problem 2. So I had a little look at the MOT history on this, and it's come up that both the rear shocks are leaking. We'll show you them in a second when we get the car up on the ramp, but they're going to need addressing. Now, if you get Bilstein shocks, I believe they're the best part of about 500 quid, 250 quid a corner. So we're going to have to look into getting new shocks for it as well. Problem 3, we're going to need tyres. Tyres are getting very, very close to the limit as well. Now, I haven't had the car up on the ramp yet, so we're now going to get it up, see if we can find anything else. If there's any maintenance tips or things you guys would recommend doing to a car this age, this mileage, drop us a comment below. So this is fitted with the 3.6 TD V8 engine in it, which must be fairly reliable considering it's done 144,000. I have owned one of these before and I didn't actually have any issues with the engines. The only issue I had was these turbo pipes here split here and here. That was it. It was good as gold, absolutely good as gold. They seem to be a pretty good engine, but again, road tax on these, I think it's best 800, 900 quid. It's getting that way, I believe. We'll put it on the screen for you now. But they are becoming very expensive cars, these, to not only buy, really, but maintain as well, because constant repair costs, you know, everything's expensive for these now. Road tax expensive, insurance is still fairly expensive, you know, so you do need fairly deep pockets to run these older Range Rovers, you know, as well. Well, any Range Rover, probably, for that matter. But yeah, I do love these ones, and these are such an iconic shape, but I do love them. They're good cars, in my opinion. So let's get this up and see how bad it really is. The other thing which these have, which is quite useful, especially when you're working on them, is the bonnet lights to shut itself. So we're going to need some more gas struts for these as well. And thanks to the guys who pointed out about putting these bonnets up in a service position the other day. We've done it on one the other day and it's brilliant news. So thank you for that. Okay, so first inspection underneath. Lots of oil. Now, I'm going to take a wild guess, and it was a bit like Kieran's one. We're going to need to get the oil cooler housing for this as well. I believe most of these engines are the same on these V8s and V6s. They suffer with the same issue, so that's going to be a job we're going to have to do straight away. And just looking under here, these tyres are looking really naff on the front, so we're going to need some new tyres as well. It might not be that. If you've got any tips on that oil leak, let me know, because it doesn't seem to be very high, which is a bit odd. It seems to be lower down. We're going to have a closer look at that, I reckon. We'll have to get all the panels off and have a closer look. Okay. So, the other thing I did notice with the service history, it's actually had a gearbox oil change and filter, which is great news because that saves us some cost as well. So, as you can see, the shocks, these have been leaking for a while. A lot of oil has come out of these over the years. So this is a job we're definitely going to have to do. Change both of the rear shocks. That one's just as bad, as you can see. The other good thing is the rear brake pipes have been changed for copper ones as well. They are quite prone on these Land Rovers to rusting out. So that's another bit of good news which has been done. Cool. So the other issue which these L322s suffer from, rear quarter. Now, they corrode and they all go in the same place around here. You can buy these weld-in patches where you can cut them out and weld them in. Now, because this is going to be a sales car, so we're going to do it up to the best of our ability, you know, so we can still make a little bit of profit on top. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do about this yet. We might sand it back to see how bad the rust is, to see if it's potentially repairable. I don't know yet. We're going to have to cross that bridge when it comes to it, because if we start talking paint, new panels, X, Y and Z, it's going to start becoming quite expensive very quickly. And we're going to have a bit of a budget to spend on this car. And don't forget what I said earlier about the shocks being priced at a lot of money as well, you know, best part of 500 quid. That's quite a big chunk straight away. And with a couple of tyres as well, they're going to be the best part of £100 each. So we're already on our way towards £1,000 spent. But yeah, we shall see. I've managed to lose the spare key already as well. So if anybody knows where that is, let me know. Okay, so we've got ourselves a bit of a shopping list which we can start cracking on with. It's going to need a good service as well. I'm going to start having a little hunt for the rear shocks, see what sort of prices we can get on that. I'll speak to Kieran about the rear quarter as well to see what's going to be the best angle of attack with that. Maybe you guys have got some suggestions, let us know. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to need 4 tyres now as well, as the fronts are going a little bit on the inside edge. They're all getting down, they're probably at about 2.53 mil, so they are getting close. Big car like this, we're going to sell it. I'd rather it have 4 new tyres on it for the next owner. So it's all nice and safe, and as it should be. Legal limit is obviously 1.6 mil. They are above that, but we're going to change them out anyway, just to be on the safe side. In the next video, we're going to start ripping this thing apart, getting it serviced, getting the shocks done, tyres done, and we're going to see what other things we might need as well to do on the vehicle. Obviously, it's a bit of a quick video this week, but we've only recently got the car. Tia didn't know about it. I've been trying to hide it from her a little bit so she doesn't get angry. So join us next week where we'll start ripping this thing apart. Don't forget to give us a like, comment, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel where we're going to be doing more builds like this in the future. Okay, Range Rover Vogue 2010, and it's the 3.6 TD. I might have bought another one.
What's wrong with it?
Lots.
What is wrong with you? Why do you have to buy another one? What are you doing?
Hiding from you. As you can see, no deployable side steps, so you can actually get the vehicle on the ramp. Kieran.